Welcome, everybody. Wednesday night, we are back again with the Uncle Tony Show. And obviously, as you know, just like last week, Uncle Tony is going to have a lot to cover. So as you guys are coming on into the room, please go ahead, let us know who is checking us out, where you are watching from, especially if you're someone from around the world. We certainly love to hear from you, you know, even in the other time zones out there. So
good evening, everybody.
Let's kick it off with Uncle Tony. How you feeling this week?
Uncle Tony Show. Great intro as always. Enem. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing great. Drop us a comment. Let us know that you're there. Let us know where you're commenting from.
I see Heather on there. How you doing, Heather?
Hey, Heather, what's up? How's everything, Heather? Yeah, I've been getting your updates. Heather's awesome. She's been updating me from what's going on over there in Michigan with the natural disaster, what's going on. Unbelievable. You know, when it rains, it pours. Now, literally, that applies for there. When it rains, it pours. You know, I didn't even know this. Heather had told me that in 2017 they had a huge flood and everything over there. I didn't even know that area was flood prone, to be honest with you. See, you learn something new every day.
What part of Michigan is she in, roughly?
Well, it's Midland, Michigan.
Okay. Huh.
And it's kind of like the middle of Michigan, you know.
You'd hope so, right? When
yeah,
you coast
I mean, that's... yeah, but see, last night what happened was, Heather, who's a great patriot, by the way, all of you that have been following know, she's a great source of info from Michigan. Heather's been informing me about all the crap the governor, that the female Hitler over there, that useless piece of crap, Whitmer. Yo, what a dirty, filthy creature Whitmer is. Oh, what a creature that is. Wow. So I wonder how many times a day Soros calls her and says, hey, yo, do this, do that. She's a dirtbag, Whitmer. So anyway, Heather's been informing me all about that all this time. And then, of course, yesterday, actually, this is what I'm going to say. Not last night, the night before, Heather informed me that they were having big rain and they were having flooding issues. And she was worried about relatives and, you know, her mother and all that, right? So the fake news didn't even mention any of this the night before last. And then yesterday, I didn't really watch the fake news, but I didn't hear anything until later. Even in the morning, I watched Fox News and Fox and Friends in the morning, and they had just mentioned that 2 dams broke and that there was flooding in Michigan. They kind of didn't even make it the deal that it is. Meanwhile, last night before this, around, I would say 11-ish, Heather's sending me word about all this flooding, that her mother and grandmother's house was underwater.
That's horrible.
You don't understand, I felt so horrible. It's like I was sitting outside yesterday enjoying my night. And I'm not blaming you, Heather. Thanks for the info, because that's what I do. I spread information. But, you know, I felt so horrible. Heather's writing, you know, flooding, the dams broke, like she was describing it well. A lot better. See, Heather should be a reporter also to report on the scene there, because I didn't see anybody report like that, the way Heather was telling me. She was on there in ground zero, and she was telling me how they were evacuating people, and 2 dams had broke, and one was looking like it was going to break. I'm like, oh, man. So then she said her mother and grandmother, I mean, is your mother and grandmother's house underwater? I mean, did that happen, Chris? Heather, I mean, if I'm mistaken. I hoped maybe their house is all right, but I know your house is. So Heather was saying her house was in danger. She had to evacuate her house. So she had her mother and grandmother, and then she had to evacuate her house. I'm like, oh, man, I thought Heather's a great person, too, and her family. You know, they're great patriots. So I was like, oh, man. And then she's telling me that dams are breaking, and then she starts telling me there's a Dow, the biggest Dow chemical plant in the world over there. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like,
yeah, it's dangerous, man.
Dangerous. I mean, she was telling me all the chemicals they make there. And also, Heather informed me, I went over this in my live stream last night, but for those of you that weren't on, Heather was saying back in the 80s, in June, it used to look like it was snowing over there in Midland. But what that was Dow burning off unused Agent Orange.
Jesus.
Could you... That's really? And then she
said... Why would they even have it still?
That was in the 80s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was right after Nam. Nam was over 74, I think.
Oh, yeah. No,
so
I misunderstood.
They had leftover Agent Orange that they didn't dump on people.
Jesus.
Like I always said, I always separated country from government. I love this country with all my heart because the great American people make this country what it is, but the government, man, that's what. Look at the people President Trump's fighting over here. He's fighting the most wicked, evil creatures that ever walked the earth. So anyway, I just hope he's able to fight them and beat them. I mean, he's trying, but I don't know if he's able to. But we'll see. I hope he has the whole military at his disposal. He's got to use it. I mean, there's so much corruption here. It's not even funny. See, that's how great America is. See, my whole life, I thought we were less corrupt than other countries. And, you know, I always knew there was corruption here, but not as bad as other places. It's worse over here, the corruption in other places, because we have such a great country. It would be even greater if you had honest people running it. And we're so great. The American people make it so great that we don't end up like third world countries. Because even though we have the same kind of corrupt dirtbags running the country as they do in other countries, the people in our country make this country so good that we're still surviving for now. I mean, think about that, folks. I was talking, there's this sweet lady, I love her. She's an El Salvadorian immigrant in my neighborhood. She always calls me her guardian angel.
Is she the one that walks by all the time?
Of course, yeah. She has a beautiful white poodle and everything.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
And she's a big Trump supporter, and she's a tough woman. And she's from El Salvador. So she's always been telling me how bad MS-13 was, but you know what? She's always been telling me that the CIA was involved with MS-13 too. She goes, those people don't have food to eat, she goes, but yet they walk around, she goes, there's 10-year-old kids with machine guns that they could barely carry, walking around with brand new machine guns. She's like, how'd they get those machine guns? Exactly, CIA, arms deals. But anyway, so she knows all about this. And because you know what? I saw her today, and it made my day because she wasn't wearing a mask because she's walking in the street, and I don't wear a mask outside. Are you crazy? So I go to her, I go, I love you. I go, see, you're fuerte. Fuerte means strong in Spanish.
Strong, right? Yeah.
And I was like, you're not like the sheep that walk around. She goes, oh, no, I know what's going on. She goes, in the store, out of respect, I'll wear it, but on the street, I'm not wearing it. It's not good for you. You're breathing in your own breath. You're not getting enough oxygen. She goes, you got to breathe clean air. I get my exercise. She knows the deal. She's not one of the sheep, which I'm proud of. I was like, I always knew you're a great one, you know? She goes, yeah. He goes, the New World Order is trying to take over. She goes, I love this lady. She also ranks on the fake news, the Spanish version. Says, yo, it's like CNN. It's a Spanish CNN. She goes, they're full of crap. I love this lady. One day I might watch.
She's always been
right to the point. You know what it is? Usually when I do my show, she's working. She works hard worker, great woman. I'm proud to know her. But anyway,
next time you're hanging with her in the street, go live for like 5
I
minutes.
Should go live.
5 minutes is better.
She would be a hit.
Just pop it out.
I'll
Boom,
bet you it would be viral.
I bet it'd go good.
So
she'd probably love it. She loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she knows all this stuff. So anyway, to get back to Michigan. So Heather's telling me yesterday, little by little, like every comment, I'm like, oh, she goes, oh, and there's a hospital that's in the flood path. I'm like, oh, that's great. Oh, and there's a nursing home and a long-term care center. And I'm like, oh, come on. So imagine Uncle Tony right here. Like I said, I have two hearts. I have a gold heart for all the good people in the world. And I have a cold black heart for the evil bad people. I don't care. But at this point, now you have innocent people being threatened and their properties, their lives, their houses. I'm like, oh, man. So Heather's telling me all this, and I'm like, oh, man. And then, you know, with the whole Dow thing, how they have chemicals there, and I'm like, oh. And she was telling me about, that's what I was talking about before. How she said it used to snow back. It looked like it was snowing in June from all the Agent Orange they were burning. That's really healthy, isn't that?
Yeah, I'm sure that's
that's good for your health. They're worried about wearing a freaking mask and being social distance, but they've been poisoning our people for years. Meanwhile, Heather has some health issues, and once she mentioned about Dow being right near her house, and, you know, she's been there and blah, 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 and, you know, the snowing in June from burnt Agent Orange, you know, I have very good instincts, and I'm like, oh, maybe she has the health problems because of that. And she goes, she probably does, because they did studies, obviously. I don't think breathing in burnt, snow-looking Agent Orange, I mean, it's like they kind of threw Agent Orange on our people, if you think about it. I can't believe the government allowed that all these years. Shame on them filthy creatures.
Well, I guess this was back when, you know, things were getting dumped in rivers and all that kind of shit like that too.
Yeah,
like, yeah, you know, like,
yeah, but okay, now, yeah, who knows what? Even with fracking,
not that makes it okay. I just mean
now they're supposedly
they're
fracking better now, but even that's causing earthquakes. That's another headache. So what's it called? So anyway, yeah. So I started getting on, I said, you know what, let me go live and, broadcast this to people so people at least know what's going on over there in Michigan. They're one of our states. Those are patriots there, especially in her area. That's where probably all the patriots are. That's like middle America right there. So, don't forget, the only reason Detroit has any blue is the Detroit area. Besides that, most of it's patriots in Michigan. So, Whitmer got in with voter fraud for sure, because only the Detroit area, like those the grimy areas, voted for her. And even there, you got patriots, but anyway. So she's telling me now that Dow is next to this river, and she's telling me now, folks, you want to hear? I don't understand. I would never want anybody innocent to be persecuted. I don't care about race, politics, nothing. If you're good, you're good. You're bad, you're bad. That's all that matters to me. That's how I divide people. Okay. But my thing is, so now look at what Whitmer did. Heather was telling me, Heather is telling me that the dams are in danger from the night before. No news station mentioned this. The governor, and then Heather, who pays attention to this because she's there, said that the governor knew that the dams were going to fail and didn't warn anybody for a day. And then what happened is when it was late and people started evacuating late, they got stuck because they got swept by the floodwaters. Listen to this.
Not good.
So that was all on Whitmer, not warning and Heather said yesterday morning that Whitmer was on TV, not today, yesterday morning, saying, you got to wear a face mask and social distance. Nothing about the looming disaster that was. So you have 3 dams, and actually, from what Heather says, let's see, because I haven't read your comments. I'm just saying what you see. Let's see. Yeah, Nicholas Araya, what's going on, man? It says that dam looked like it was a breach. Of course. 2 dams wrecked, and the one dam is half wrecked. So, and last Heather was saying, the one dam that was half wrecked was about to go, and that would cause a huge problem because there's still rising floodwater. What happened with that dam? What's that dam again, Heather?
Just so you know, if you ask her stuff, it's probably going to take her 30 seconds to a minute because we're on a slight delay.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, sure, she's dropping stuff in the chat. I'll let you know if she answers there.
Yeah, you know what? You have the comments on the side there. Could you always... I mean, is it always updating it?
Yeah, it's pretty constant.
Okay, John Stone, by the way, what's going on, man?
Yeah, quick shout-outs. Leah Reichner, Heather Krish, John Stone. Who else we got here? Real quick.
I said Nicolas Sarayas.
That is correct.
Justin Monell.
Who else we got? Diana. Keith.
Diana Metzger, of course.
Keith
Patriot. Debbie Shabbat said hi earlier. Tony Capone. Hey, don't.
Who else we got
Tony
here?
Capone saying
Cliff
Suffolk
Hansen,
County over
doing?
here defying the stay-home order scam. That's exactly what that is, Tony. You know what's up. John Ailes. Oh, John Ailes is still there. All the way from England. I'm telling you, we got people all over the world over here.
See, that's
all
what I
over the
love. I
country.
love to hear from people that are really, really far out there, you know? We've
Even
had some
other states and
Australia, some
everything.
UK. It's great.
Always, hey, folks, always let me know what's going on. I have contacts all over the world, but the more contacts, the better.
I wonder.
To always get the truth.
I wonder if there's anyone that's watching right now that's been with us since the He Will Not Divide Us days back in the very beginning. John Ailes, yes.
I think Heather Krish. Heather, am I correct that you knew me from the He Will Not Divide Us? Is that where you
We're
first
talking the 2017 days here.
Yeah, I think maybe Tony Capone too. There's quite a bit. John Stone, he was there. Hey, my boy Kareem. Kareem, what's going on? Kareem Abdul, what's going on? Long time no see, brother. They took away our hangout for now, but it's okay. We'll be around.
Well,
I'm still around.
It's back open. It's just not quite
4.
late enough. Yeah, that's child's play.
Yeah.
And I don't get that, by the way.
I'm first eating breakfast at 4.
and honestly, I don't get that. I get closing. I get staying open. I don't get staying open for less hours. What's the point of that?
Maybe not 24 anymore.
Sure.
Late night because no one's out late night anymore.
Right.
Except me.
But till 11, till 10, 11. Come
so,
on,
Batman has to be out. But anyway. Yeah, Heather Krish. Look, Heather, when you were on those cams around New York. Heather's
that's
been around
right.
a long time, too.
OG status.
So, anyway, so now Heather's telling me, and there's houses and buses and campers washing down the river, and there's propane tanks going off, blowing up, hitting bridges.
Not good.
I was like, my heart, I felt so bad for everybody there. I was like, oh, man, I'm a tough-hearted New Yorker and shit, but you feel bad for people when you hear this. So anyway, and the governor, that filthy animal, dirty, filthy female Hitler / Stalin, Whitmer, what a disgusting creature she is. So yeah, she's like the Cuomo of Michigan. So think about this. She didn't warn anybody. She's worrying about, and you know what people were saying? They wanted to evacuate earlier, but they were worried. See, folks, let me tell you something. If your life's in danger, you got to do what you got to do. People were actually staying home, worried about the stay-at-home order that they would get in trouble if they evacuated the houses. And actually, people were calling 911 to ask if it was okay to evacuate the houses, not to get in trouble with the stay. I mean, folks, you know, I remember a line from Rocky. I think it was Rocky 3. When, what was his trainer again, man? See, you know this, I've seen the movie so many times, but
it's kind of funny. I want to say Customato, but that's that's Tyson.
No, yeah.
It's an actual boxer.
So, the Mick in Rocky.
Yeah.
Remember when Rocky was in the suit? He, Mr. T had challenged him, and then Rocky goes to the Mick. He goes, hey, I want to fight him. And the Mick goes, hey, Rocky, you know what the problem is? You become too civilized. That's the problem with some good people. Again, I always say I have a gold heart and a black heart. That's the way you got to be. Sword in one hand, the cross in one hand, and a rocket launcher in the other. So, if your life's in danger, screw all the orders, just leave, run. So now Heather was telling me last night that some people got caught. Like, you got to see some of these videos. Here, show the video in them. Heather sent me this. Thank you, Heather. I feel so bad, man. My heart goes out to you over there in Michigan. Unbelievable. It's sad. Meanwhile, I didn't see no fake news even showing this. Even in the morning,
I didn't know this
Fox,
happened.
I'm telling you.
That said, I don't watch a lot of news like that lately with everything going on. But
other people were commenting that they didn't see it.
You'd think something this big of a disaster you'd hear all about.
Yeah, but they're conservative in that area.
All the GoFundMes should be going up,
Yeah.
In fact, Heather...
But they don't want to make a Democrat governor look bad, though.
No,
that's
of course.
Why.
No, but this is a good time, though. Heather, if you know or are associated with any charities that are helping with this, post their info in the chat. Maybe people would help or something with something like that. It's as long as they know it's legitimate ones. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would think Samaritan's Purse might go help. I'm not sure.
Hopefully so.
And they're legit. Wow, Heather just wrote, this video is nothing compared to now. Wow, it's worse than this. Because Heather sent me this earlier today.
I mean, look, that's the whole trestle washed up there.
Wow, look at those buildings on the water, man. Wow. So, Heather, it's worse than this now? Aye. Meanwhile, the governor's on in the morning yesterday saying social distancing and face masks, and what a piece of shit she is. Ugh.
Wow.
And keep in mind,
full landslide there.
Now, Heather, was the Dow, did any of the chemicals, as they were saying they were evacuating, because I did research too, separately, they were saying they were getting out chemicals from there so they wouldn't get washed up. What's the story with Dow? Because that's bad. You're talking about massive chemical. Imagine this is all chemicals or something. Are you kidding me? So, Heather, what's the story currently right now with Dow? Was any chemicals leaked out? What do you think? Oh, no. See, the news isn't reporting this. See how Dow is bad? Look, Heather wrote it. She's on ground zero there. Oh, man. So Dow got hit? Now you got to worry about environmental from the chemicals now. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, the fake news probably still talking about the fake coronavirus. Shut up. Look at this. It's a disaster right here. Oh, that's a hospital. Oh, man. Hospital flooded.
Oh, look at the difference there that it had. Wow.
And there's another one that Heather had sent.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I had my way, I'd throw all the libtards out of New York and all the crap out of New York and bring all the patriots that suffer these natural disasters here. If I had my way.
I mean, look at that. The houses are 3/4 deep.
Look at this.
This is horrible.
I'm telling you this, and
I'm just surprised I heard nothing about this. Not a peep. I mean, I know the COVID, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? But, like, this is serious.
Tony writes, why the dams collapse? Well, either they weren't maintained or it's just too much water. There's nothing indestructible. And water, people underestimate water. Could do a lot of damage.
I mean, look at a tsunami when it hits.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
I mean, look at this.
Well, Heather writes, there's a nuclear reactor program. I heard something about radioactive material over there also in Dow. And I think Corning around there. Did they get affected? Wow, this is, look at the dam. That's crazy.
It's just so eerie to see, too. You know?
Yeah.
Whole trailer park gone.
Yeah, Nancy, it's Michigan. Wow, they got hit. Wow, look at that. Totally, look at, Jesus. And the governor's worried about her freaking executive orders for face masks and all that, you piece of shit. Yeah, look, all social distancing, corona, don't get the look. Look at this. Filthy animal. Heather, how about your cousin? Is she all right? The vet that also breeds the mini Aussies? She all right? Hey, Delia, how are you?
But I mean, look at that. Those signs are always quite
Wow,
high up
Heather's
in the air,
writing,
you know?
this is earlier in the day, like before noon. So it got worse than this. And again, keep in mind, the Dow. Wow, look at the buses floating.
Yeah,
wow.
see, that's the thing. When you see a building, you know it could be any size, but we all know how tall a school bus is. So that's
floating. It's
right.
not even like it's just up to there.
Oh no, that's sitting there stationary, isn't it? Yeah, the water's moving around it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But still, I mean, that's 7,
Well,
8,
it's
9
floating
feet.
there,
That's
probably.
9, 10 feet in the air, kind of thing.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So wow, it's even worse now.
What an unusual. Yeah, that's really terrible.
And the governor didn't even warn people. She knew the dams were that's what she should be arrested for. She knew the dams were gonna break and all that and weren't good. Did nothing. She's talking about being Joe Biden, creepy, sleepy, say it ain't so, quid pro quo, Joe's vice president.
Not gonna happen.
Yo, she's not even worthy of cleaning up diarrhea in Grand Central Station from an HIV-infested, TB-infested freaking vagrant.
If they're gonna pick a useless
get outta
person, they're
here.
gonna pick Stacey. If they're gonna pick a useless person, it's gonna be Stacey Abrams, not this one.
Meanwhile, there's another thing with Stacey Abrams. There's video out there. So she was saying even back when she was running for governor, meanwhile, if it wasn't for voter fraud, she would have got like 5 votes anyway. She's a gun grabber. Who in Georgia is going to vote for a gun grabber that violates Second Amendment? And she's also on video saying that she wants illegals to be able to vote. She goes, all people here should be able to vote, including illegals. She's on video. I saw it. Who would vote for that wildebeest? That disgusting pig. Whitmer and her. That pig, listen. There's no good candidate at all with the Democrats for anything. Name me one good freaking look at this whole corona pandemic going on. The Wuhan Kung Flu. The worst states were the Democrat states. They got the most deaths, and they're in big trouble. They lock down everything worse. They become tyrants. They violated constitutional rights of people. Folks, could anybody out there, this is to the world, could you show me where the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or, all that, could that be suspended anywhere for anything? Like I said, in a national emergency, the government has some authority to issue some rules. But not to do what these people have done. Whitmer had said you couldn't buy seeds. No other medical, folks. I'm getting a lot of complaints, especially in New York and other places. Michigan. Heather has health issues. She had to see doctors. She couldn't see them because besides corona or an immediate emergency, there was no medical for like 2 months. I know someone that needs a hernia operation. Couldn't get it done still. Now he's got to wait, and headaches. I know people needed physical therapy. They were hurt. No. Root canals for dentists. How about Whitmer? You need a root canal. See if you like the pain for 2 months, you filthy animal.
I can't imagine needing a root canal for 2 months.
Could you imagine?
No.
So
my friend, one of them, she has like something wrong with her teeth that need to be extracted or changed, and she's getting in pain and swelling, and it's like they keep giving antibiotics to her, and it's insane.
No, that's all unconstitutional.
Yeah.
It was unnecessary. Now again, for the first 2 weeks, they were saying in the beginning 2 weeks, just to flatten the curve and not to overwhelm the hospitals. That's all that was, if you remember. It's 2 months plus right now. You freaking kidding me? So, no. Our rights have been violated. People keep saying shredded the Constitution. The Constitution ain't shredded. No one has a right to shred it. It's still there. It's been violated by elected officials. And they should be prosecuted and they should be sued personally for that. Whitmer should be sued personally for her actions, what she's done. Cuomo is a serious... Folks, I know what I'm talking about. It turns out the governor of New York is a serial killer. The guy, and this is not a joke, and I know I'm right. Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, is a genocidal, mass murdering serial killer. Anyone want to argue that with me? Anyone wants to argue that with me? Put your parents in the nursing homes that he sent infected people to, and they died, and then we'll talk. If you don't think he's a mass murdering, genocidal maniac. Folks, you don't understand. It wasn't an accident that the seniors were let in. In other words, it wasn't like they didn't know they were positive for COVID. Cuomo specifically signed an executive order saying that nursing homes had to take in seniors that were COVID positive. So they're telling us stay home, which I didn't do. F you. They're telling you do this. They're making everyone paranoid. And some of the sheep are good. I like the sheep that have fear in their eyes. Because dirtbags deserve to be fearful. Okay? It's funny because even in New York, all the fearful people, most of them are dirt. Some of them are nice people. They're just stupid. But a lot of dirtbags too. But anyway, all the brave people I know that are good, that know what's up, they're the best people anyway. But anyway, so you have this freaking homicidal, mass murdering, genocidal maniac, the governor of New York, who forced nursing homes to take in people who were positive for COVID. I mean, does everybody understand that? Telling us, meanwhile, I don't live with anybody. Seniors, both my parents unfortunately passed away. But they're saying, you don't go home. You might contaminate and kill your parents with corona. You might be asymptomatic, all that garbage. But they specifically put sick seniors in nursing homes. And the nursing homes are like, we can't take them. No, you got to take them. Whoa.
Yeah, like you said, it's not like, we overlooked something and we couldn't have, we moved too quick. No, it's like that was the directive. Like it was spelled out. It's offensive.
Offensive?
Like it should offend anyone's sensibilities.
That guy's a serial killer, so folks.
Should offend anybody.
Okay, now you remember Cuomo also saying, we need ventilators. Oh, we need 50,000 ventilators. Oh, okay. Now, he's not a scientist or a doctor. Okay. So now they say believe in science. I believe in non-politically motivated science, which is honest science and truth. But there's unfortunately a lot of politically motivated, quote-unquote, bullshit experts. They were the ones saying, Ventilators, you got to put people. Turns out the ventilators killed people. Okay? They weren't tuned right. They weren't being used right. People using them weren't being trained. And they were saying, and by the time you go on a ventilator, now in other words, I would personally bet, and I'm not a gambling man, that everybody who died while on a ventilator, if they would have been administered by a doctor properly, the hydroxychloroquine treatment, a lot of them would have been alive. A lot. You know why? And there's proof of that. They had a doctor a couple of weeks ago from Texas, the head doctor of a nursing home. He said once Corona came over there, he administered the hydroxy treatment. Guess what? Only one person out of, I forget how many, few hundred, died. But they were already sick and they were elderly and they were dying. They were in bad health to begin with. But everyone else got saved. So there's your percentages. Okay? And also, you know what? Just go to the one after this one with the video from Hoft. Not this one with the ballot. Okay, this one. Folks, here we go. Another doctor. You know, some idiot on Twitter yesterday with 100 followers from England says he's a professor. Yeah, okay. He was saying about how hydroxy is stupid. People that believe it are stupid. So I told him, yo, my man, I sent him proof on all the results. He goes, oh, doesn't matter. Those are a few cases. I said, a few cases? I said, excuse me, are you a big pharma troll or bot? I said, tell me the truth, man to man. Because you got to be a moron. And you know what it was? It was started with this video. I commented on this about how the hydroxy works. So I told him, did you see the video, you clown? He goes, oh, it was a waste of my time. Folks, look at this video. Here's proof.
It's funny, though, how something that proves their argument wrong is always a waste of their time.
But guess what I told
Always
them?
a waste of their time because it proves them wrong. Yeah.
I go, honestly, I don't give a crap if you believe it. If you get sick, don't use hydroxychloroquine.
Sure, yeah, but
and
watch
drop
it.
dead.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey, social Darwinism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't care. You think I was like, I don't give a crap about it. I care about the good people. The good people know what's up and they've taken this. I saw a friend of mine. He told me his cousin had corona and took hydroxy and they're fine. I'm hearing stories all the time. Here you go. Watch this video. Here's proof. Real doctors in the trenches, not politically motivated doctors. These people should be running the CDC. They should be running the FDA. They should be in charge. Fauci, that dirtbag, he's a dirtbag. Fauci was wrong about everything. Now look at these real doctors who save lives. These are heroes.
Fall under the
right here, I
purview
clap
of
for
the
them.
CDC?
I suppose it must. The House Appropriations Committee keeps giving the money. But I think the pandemic was really a stress test, one that the CDC failed. And I think it's because they've been resting on their laurels since the 1940s and 1950s. And we've been keep giving the money. And I think that's something that's got to change.
This guy's awesome. Raymond
Dr.
Ashley, I want him in
the
charge.
Lancet. When people hear the Lancet, it's like the JAMA, the Journal of American Medicine, whatever it is. But that's the big, these are big publications. And when the Lancet criticizes Trump, what should we think?
We think that the medical journal has gone political, and so we cannot justify their results anymore as legitimate medical research.
And Dr. Lozano, really quickly to you before I go back to Oskwi, the president said today that he's using a particular drug as a prophylactic against hydroxy. This is what he said.
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. I was just waiting to see your eyes light up when I said
The
this,
libs'
but,
heads explode.
You know what I announced this.
Medicine?
I have been taking it for about a week and a half.
Every day?
At some point, every day. I take a pill every day.
Dr. Lozano, people on television,
probably good for arthritis anyway. Why not?
Guests, we're freaking out about this. What about this should we, the American people, know? Is that irresponsible of him to be taking hydroxychloroquine?
His
and why
doctor's
do they care?
administering it to him. The White House
I
doctor's
think the
giving it to
people
him.
of the United States need to know that they have a brilliant president of the United States, and that he wants to keep himself safe and healthy so that he can guide us through this pandemic. He's done an incredible job. He is saving thousands and thousands of lives.
There you go.
And
Boom,
I
the
commend
truth.
him for
Wow.
coming out publicly and sharing with his people that he is taking this drug, that it is completely safe, and that doctors need to start prescribing it immediately.
I know they're taking it, Dr. Oskwi,
End of story. Argument
places
over.
like Turkey, which has made it basically free of charge. They have national health care.
Even Turkey
to
did it. The
everyone.
Turks did it.
Australia. There's been pushback. There's been some conflicting studies for sure. But
Of course, sabotage
taken
studies,
early
fake studies.
or at a moderate
by
point in the
Big
disease,
Pharma.
or even as prophylaxis, that is being it's being seen with some, benefit
You have three
so
amazing
far, but
people
the
in
studies
front
are
of you
still
right now,
coming
folks.
in.
Laura
Nancy
Ingram's been
Pelosi
reporting on
said
this the best out of
about the
anybody.
president's
And
decision.
these two doctors are awesome.
He's our president.
Look at
and I would
Skeletor's
rather
great
he not be
crackhead grandmother,
taking
Nancy
something
Pelosi.
that has not been approved by the
look at
scientists,
Skeletor.
especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese.
Yeah,
they say.
calling President Trump morbidly obese.
Looks like,
Skeletor's grandmother
Anderson
on crack.
was smiling there. Dr. Osqui, since Pelosi doesn't listen to the facts, can you spell it out for her here? Is the drug safe, and is he right to take it as a prophylactic?
I think that the drug is clearly safe. Looking at the package insert for Plaquenil, the branded hydroxychloroquine, there's no cardiac monitoring prescribed by the FDA.
This
it's
is
been
true,
used
folks.
for decades,
Save your life right here.
safe with no cardiac monitoring. With the few studies you've seen are sloppily done, where they don't control for electrolytes and other
studies,
antivirals.
that's why.
I think the critical aspect here is it's very reasonable. There's in India, for instance, there's a whole protocol of using prophylaxis. This drug is prophylaxis in healthcare workers.
Boom.
It's being studied in Spain for that reason. There's a lot of good reason to think this drug works from the molecular biology with coronaviruses back in
Please share this, folks.
2005
Share this.
to even data.
Show the truth. It
in the
might save
last 6
somebody who knows
months.
life.
I think if I had problems with COVID-19 and the air conditioning of the White House like he did 10 days ago, according to Dr. Carson, I'd probably take it too prophylactically.
Dr. Lozano, the medical establishment went crazy, though, over this announcement. Watch.
I'm not aware of an evidence base that
Look
would
at this piece of
indicate
shit.
that it's effective for this
Look at this
indication.
demon.
That
Look
there
at him.
is no
Look at
evidence
these losers.
that tells us that taking
They should all lose their licenses.
hydroxychloroquine
This guy's a doctor. Lose
is
your license,
either
punk.
safe or
You filthy
effective.
animal.
He shouldn't be taking it. There's
Is either safe or effective, yet it's used worldwide for like
Thank you.
3 other diseases.
Thank you.
For like 50 years.
Dr. Lozano,
Meanwhile, these two doctors have saved plenty of lives by
what do you know
using it.
from
What's up?
prescribing it that these doctors don't?
Well, I'm not sure if those doctors are actually seeing patients or
Boom,
they're
right
just
there.
high
They're
up
not
on the
even in the
scale
trenches.
of
They
the
don't know
bureaucracy. So what I would tell them is come over to my office. Let me show you what it does. And so I believe that this drug is life-changing. It is incredible.
Boom. I've been
how
saying this from
quickly
the
it works.
beginning. President
I think
Trump,
that we
Laura
should look
Ingram,
at
I
Turkey.
love
They're
it.
making it available
God
to
bless
everyone.
all these
I
doctors
still
out
am
there.
having problems with CVS not dispensing this medication. Today, a pharmacist at CVS, Ty in Haltom City, refused to give my patient this medication, which I even mentioned to her, the President of the United States is taking. And so we need to very strong about making an executive order lifting this, mandate by the pharmacy board so that all patients that have this
look how they're
medication
sabotaging
given
this.
to
That's
them
criminal.
by
They
their
should lose their
physicians
license
can
and go to
obtain
jail.
it without any difficulty. I commend President.
Yeah, Dr. Osqui, I mean, my concern is that, look, people should be monitored. I know you monitor all your patients, both of you do. But, I mean, I think people aren't getting it when perhaps, I say perhaps, I'm not a doctor, it could actually benefit them.
Boom.
And it's very safe.
This is
again,
the pure truth, people.
be under
Take the red
observation.
pill. This is the red pill right
I think
here.
that's exactly
The
correct.
COVID.
And her experience is my experience. The problem is a lot of these major medical centers are trying to force patients into clinical trials, which they happen to make huge amounts of money on.
Boom.
Hydroxychloroquine has outcomes data that's very favorable.
Some
in
people,
France, in
they got to be
Italy,
prosecuted, lose their
in
licenses
China.
for this and be sued personally.
There's a reason
And
why
Yeah,
anybody
medicine
sabotaging
should not be
this.
political.
Anybody
Medicine.
sabotaging
national
this.
stock. France did this in late of March. So I think that we shouldn't have pharmacists or doctors that have a secondary gain blocking physicians from working in a patient-doctor relationship as we've done for decades.
All right, Dr. Osqui, Dr. Lozano, thank you so much. And I should say, George Washington University
Oh, wait, hold on. It's still going.
or Hospital Center has also put out a new protocol, basically warning about hydroxychloroquine, citing that New York study that came out last week. That was later stage patients, which is not when people would indicate you should take it. All right, coming up.
Wow, they had another sabotage New York study. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Folks, you just heard the truth. And I'm saying this. President Trump has done everything great so far. Now he's got to make these people pay. He's got to make them pay. And again, I'm not talking about any innocent people. Think about it, folks. Logically, common sense, which you have. Between the nursing homes, not only in New York, a lot of states, Democrat states, Connecticut had a problem, Massachusetts, Jersey. The ones that forced the nursing homes to take in sick people in there. Add those deaths up. Then you have the ventilator deaths. They should have been on hydroxy instead of the ventilators. How many deaths is that? A lot of deaths are from the ventilators. And the numbers where they're saying, you know, someone got shot in the head in a drive-by shooting. They said he died of corona. The bullet had corona on it, you know? Add up how many deaths there's been, and you subtract those things I just told you, the death count is a lot lower. And the point is, those were all avoidable deaths. If a lot of them would have taken, again, there's been doctors in nursing homes that have used this, and almost no one's died. Of course, that was in Texas, and, you know, I'm not sure if anyone knows about Florida, because they didn't have a problem with the nursing homes either. They had, I don't know if they used hydroxy down there. I'm not sure if anybody knows that. Let me know. But, folks, you had the truth. Those are real doctors. Now, you know the way you have Fauci, that scumbag, and Birx, the other scumbag? Imagine right now if you would have had Dr. Yvette right there and Dr. Auschwitz in charge of all this. But you know what? President Trump, he knows what he's doing. Folks, if he would have put them right away, you know, the media, the left would have attacked them. Meanwhile, they've saved lives by actually being doctors and helping. You heard what they said. You had that other little demon nerd, the big pharma lackey that, you know, gets bent over by them on from CNN, and the other fake dirtbags that haven't treated anybody with hydroxy. They haven't treated nobody with nothing. But yet the ones on the Laura Ingraham program are in the trenches and they've saved people. So now I think President Trump put Fauci there to be exposed. Because think about it, since he's been out there, everybody's been doing research on him. He's got ties with Gates. In 2005, Fauci had said that the hydroxy treatment works for coronaviruses. And there's another thing people don't realize. This is why Big Pharma is shaking right now. That's why I hope President Trump could do what he's got to do. Because Big Pharma is shaking. You know why? I read also somewhere, again, it's not proven, but I have common sense. Since this thing cures the corona, which is the COVID, which is coronavirus, think about it. Supposedly people saying, you know how the expression is, there's no cure for the common cold? Folks, common cold's a coronavirus, so is the flu. This hydroxy treatment would cure all of that from what it looks like. And think about all the HIV medications, how many you got to take, how much money. The flu vaccine every year, which is like, what, 30, 40% effective, and it has bad side effects. This hydroxy is the cure of cures from day one. Now, I'm just thinking President Trump let this go along so people see how bad the Democrats are. I didn't think President Trump knew that they were going to mass murder the seniors in senior centers. And plus, President Trump is not a doctor. He relied on the experts, and they were saying, send us ventilators. He did what he was supposed to. He sent them ventilators. It's the experts and doctors who put people on the ventilators, who killed them, who should be arrested right now. So technically, there's so much blood on the hands of Cuomo, Whitmer, all these dirtbags, and even people who were putting people on ventilators and were putting them on wrong. They say, oh, believe science, believe the experts. They were wrong about everything. And from the beginning, President Trump should have just said, no, the hydroxy treatment works. But now there's so many more people who are showing real proof that the hydroxy's working that now you can't argue that. So President Trump, and it's not up to DOJ. I'm not sure about Barr at this point either. But anyway, they've got to investigate the deaths of these people. Somebody was driving upstate New York, and I have it on my phone on a picture. I forgot to give it to Enum to put on the thing, so it's tough. But it's a sign, a banner someone hung over an overpass in upstate. It said, Cuomo killed my mom. Huge writing, huge banner over the highway from an overpass that said, Cuomo killed my mom. And that sums it up. And even Janice Dean, you know, the happy-go-lucky girl that's on Fox News, she does the weather. She's always happy and giddy. She ain't too happy now. Her mother and father-in-law died because of this crap. And she's been going after Cuomo. You know what I'm saying? For what he did. And you know what else Cuomo did? Never mind, he signed an executive order, which told these senior homes they got to bring in seniors. He sent them extra body bags. Folks, I think they killed. And think about it. They didn't let people visit the sick people. They didn't let people say goodbye to, and you know, they didn't let them have regular funerals. I'm telling you, this is the hugest conspiracy in our. This is a mass murder genocide committed by crooked individuals. And that's a fact. Okay? And I'm not letting this go either. Okay? So, and you know, ironically, the left, you know this, folks, if you haven't figured it out by now, I think you should. Every single thing the left accuses us or President Trump, anybody on the right of, the left is guilty of. They were saying, oh, President Trump's responsible for the people that died here. Because how is he responsible for the people that died here because of the Wuhan Chinese Kung Flu? He locked down, the two things President Trump did, which are, I've even told people who, not, of course, everyone that's close to me knows, but even people, acquaintances, of, you know, even a week or two ago that was saying, well, he didn't handle this well. I said, really? He restricted travel from China right away. And he mentioned the hydroxy. That's it. Ever since he mentioned the hydroxy, you know how many lives? You heard that Dr. Yvette right there said he saved tons of lives by mentioning the hydroxy. You remember Karen Whitsett, the state rep from Detroit? She said she's on video. She's a real person. Says she felt like she was dying. She took the hydroxy within 2 hours or something at him, she said. She felt like she was like 2 hours.
Within the afternoon, yeah.
She was better.
It's crazy.
And think about it, folks. Then Representative Whitsett thanked President Trump for it, went to the White House personally to thank him. Meanwhile, Rep Whitsett, you know, she's not too old, but she's up there in age. She has Lyme disease on top of it. And the hydroxy, she said the hydroxy saved my life. And all she did was thank President Trump. And also, she went to talk to him about giving funds to Detroit. She got money for Detroit. The Democrat in Detroit turned on her, went after her, said they were censuring her. What? Censuring her. And they said they will no longer support her in her political career. So I even tweeted to her, maybe she saw it. Change parties, become a Republican, and run for governor of Michigan. I guarantee you, Karen Whitsett ran for governor of Michigan, changed parties, became a Republican. Oh, wouldn't that be sweet revenge? So think about the Democrat Party. They would rather she would have died instead of her being alive and admitting that she took the hydroxy treatment that President Trump said. Done. End of discussion. End of story. That's it.
Well, they're like monomaniacal. They'll do whatever it takes to try to make him look discredited.
Thank you.
They will not.
Thank you.
They'll pull out all the stops.
But you know what? The good Lord up there, you know,
well, look,
people say names about President Trump. Do you know how many lives he's saved right now? How many lives he saved between and now?
Just even mentioning it helped.
Thank you. Even mentioning it helped save thousands of lives. So, yeah, Leah Rickner writes, a Jewish doctor said he saved 500 people with hydroxychloroquine. I'm telling you, there's like 6,000 doctors that have already commented all over the world how it's worked. There's no denying it. Big Pharma, you could go F yourselves. Big Pharma, suck it. Okay? You dirty, filthy animals, you disgusting pigs. And Bill Gates, you could suck it too. Take your vaccine and shove it up your ass, you dirtbag. You piece of crap. Filthy animal. Bill Gates, another filthy animal. So, anyway, getting riled up right now. So, and check this out. Folks, I'm telling you, they're trying to use this excuse, the Democrats. They got to be prosecuted. In Oregon, look at what they just did right here. Jim Wolf, Gateway Pundit's great, by the way. I don't know if you follow Gateway. That's some real news right there. He's doing what the mainstream media should be doing. But anyway, look at this. Oregon changes hundreds of Republican ballots to nonpartisan, denying GOP voters the right to participate in the primary. What?
So you're saying they basically changed it from like Republican to independent or something?
What?
That's crazy.
Nonpartisan, not independent.
Oh, so it's a whole
Independence of party.
Oh, it is. I didn't know that. Okay. Huh.
Non-part. What does that even mean?
They're like,
What
we
is
don't
that?
even participate.
Meanwhile,
We don't even.
You know, there's just certain things with the money that I don't agree with President Trump has done. Certain things. Yesterday, he even said about how he's sending the Portland transit system, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars because they need money. Why are you sending Portland any money? Let them eat each other.
That's a bad situation out
Let
there.
them eat each other. A bunch of leftist freaks. And look, Oregon sabotaged the Republicans there. Why you help? Don't help them. See, President Trump is too nice. People think he's not nice. Well, his supporters, us, the people loyal to him, love him. We know. But the lefties and, the dirtbags, even the fake news that reports and stuff about him, they know it's bullshit, but they're just a bunch of punks. But the regular schmucks, like the lefties in Portland, really? I think President Trump is too nice. I would have told you to starve. You want to put a train system, you lay in there and you have a train go over you. You be the tracks, I would have told them. Put wood on there. I would have said, go screw yourselves. And he's helping them. President Trump even sent the D.C. transit system a ton of money. D.C. He's too nice. But anyway, the only thing you know what it is, like I said, I don't know if President Trump could actually do what he wants to do. Like, he's trying, he's fighting, but I'll explain to you why. Did you hear about the CARES Act? Folks, the CARES Act, the bailout. Do you know it was actually written in January of 2019? It was written a year and 2 months before the Wuhan Kung flu was even heard of. There's the proof. Let me show you. A guy did a good video, so I don't got to redo a whole video. Here. Show that video there, Adam. Some guy did a great video right here. Yeah. And this was sent to me by John Stone right here. So credit to John Stone.
We can't play the whole thing, though. It's 7 minutes long. Wow.
It's pretty interesting. Okay, we'll play it for a little while, but it's pretty interesting. But you'll get the point.
When was the CARES, or Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act written? You would think that it was written after the so-called pandemic. Well, let me show you something.
This is crazy, folks.
This is from the Associated Press. This video right here is from March 27th, 2020, where it says Trump signs $2.2 trillion stimulus package. And we're going to see that this stimulus package is H.R. 748, the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. Watch this.
Well, thank you all very much. It's a very important day. I'll sign the single biggest economic relief package in American history, and I must...
So it's the single biggest economic relief package in American history. And you would think that would be as a response to, it's written as a response to after the certain pandemic has taken place.
Or any other package, by the way. It's twice as large as any relief ever signed. It's $2.2 billion, but it actually goes up to $6.2 potentially trillion dollars.
Okay, so you see he made the mistake of billion to trillion there. Now this is whitehouse.gov. This is the actual transcription of everything that we're going to hear Trump say. I'm not going to play this entire thing, but I'm going to show you this mistake. But it actually goes up to 6.2 potentially billion trillion dollars. So that's everything that he says. And I want to show you this right here real quick. But I want to thank Republicans and Democrats. This is what Trump says in this video right here, dated March 27th, which corresponds with this at whitehouse.gov. Remarks by President
folks,
Trump
check this
at
out.
the
This is
signing
crazy.
of H.R. 748. Remember that. That's going to be very important here in a second. Signed when? March 27th. That corresponds with this date of this upload by the Associated Press, March 27th. And the reason I'm making a big deal out of this is because we're talking about H.R. 748. We are not talking about another bill.
Check this
Trump
out.
did not sign another bill. He signed H.R. 748. That's going to be real important in about a minute. So he says this.
Check this out.
I want to thank
Share this,
Republicans
folks.
and
Share,
Democrats
it's
for coming together, setting aside their differences, and putting America first. You don't put America first when you sign a $6.2 trillion corporate / banker bailout, which is exactly what this is. This is not a stimulus for the American people. This is a corporate
He might have been forced to. You think he wanted
bailout.
to? He's being forced somehow.
Was this bill introduced? When was it written? It had to be after the pandemic came along, right? Because this is a natural response to what happens after the fact, right? Watch this. World Health Organization says a pneumonia of unknown cause detected in Wuhan, China was first reported when? To the World Health Organization country office in China on 31 December 2019. All right? When was it declared a public emergency? The outbreak was declared a public health emergency of international concern on 30 January 2020. So when was H.R. 748 introduced to Congress? You would think it would be after.
Check this out, folks. They didn't even change
January
it on their
30th,
website.
2020, right?
Sloppy.
I mean, it'd be ludicrous to come up with a Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act before coronavirus was ever on the scene, right? This is from congress.gov. You can look this up for yourself. Everything that I'm talking about in this video, I'm going to put all the links in the description and in the pinned comment so you can look this up for yourself and share it with your family and friends who've been deceived by what we're seeing today. Check this out. HR 748, going back to whitehouse.gov. HR 748, the CARES Act. What does CARES stand for? Look at this. Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, or the CARES Act. HR 748. He signs H.R. 748. He signs it on March 27th, 2020. When was it introduced? Oh, check this out. Introduced 1/24/2019. A full year, a year and 2 months before he sits down at this desk and signs it during a
Explain that one.
pandemic. Why do we call it a pandemic? Because look, they already had this in the works, guys, on 1/24/2019. Let me show you something else.
And that was Congress that did this.
If you click a link right here on congress.gov, it takes you to this page right here so you can see the movement through Congress.
Yeah, look at it. This
all
is
the
all
way
true, folks.
to the very end where it becomes a law.
Right, so
when
you
was it
can't,
introduced?
so it's not a typo on the web. The
2019.
webmaster didn't make a typo.
Wow.
It's like a real
you can
deal.
track its movement.
Look,
wow.
On the
Look at
24th,
this.
2019, 5/21/2019,
You
7/17,
freaking kidding me?
2019.
That's insane.
This
We
is
got
into
robbed.
July. And then the cutoff at 7/22/2019. Read the second time. Oh, now we're into the pandemic phase. They introduced the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, before coronavirus was even spoken of, before most Americans even ever heard of Wuhan, China. The fingerprints of governmental planning is all over this thing. And then you consider the Rockefeller document, Lockstep, which is found in this document called Scenarios for the Future of Technology and International Development on page 18.
Truth right here.
Lockstep is a
Redpills.
world of tighter top-down government control and more authoritarian leadership with limited innovation and growing citizen pushback, where they talk about the pandemic blanketing the planet. Please share this video with everybody you know. The CARES Act was written 1 year before coronavirus arrived on the scene. They knew what they were going to do before they let you know what they were going to do. Before I go, ask yourself this question. Why is nobody in corporate media talking about this? They have billions of dollars in resources to be able to do this research, and anybody can find it anywhere on the internet, but they're silent about it. Why?
Because they're in bed with each other.
Because
That's
they're
obvious.
complicit. They're accomplices
they're
in this crime. And that's exactly what it is. A crime that's been foisted not only on America, but on the entire world on behalf of the Federal Reserve and the IMF International Banking Cartel. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below. Be sure to look at all the documentation in the description and in the pinned comment and do your own research. Don't let somebody else do your thinking for you. I'll see you in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.
You've seen some pure truths even that I posted over here. Now, folks, what's up with that? And it's true. Now, again, when President Trump signed it, because don't forget, there's a lot of deep state hacks around him, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he can't do everything he wants to. Maybe he didn't know about that. He figured Congress just made it up recently. Maybe President Trump, when he signed it, didn't know that it was already created because that's shady Congress. While he was too busy defending himself from the shitty impeachment lie, scam, hoax, these scumbags were scheming on us. He might have not even known that they made this over a year ago. He should try and do the right thing, and they probably scammed him too. Now again, folks, you saw that. It's real. It's proof. Other people, even in the beginning, one of my boys sent it to me, the link. He goes, did you see this? Now, I had heard about it, that the CARES Act was written over a year and 2 months before this whole Wuhan pandemic gimmick going on over here. But I didn't see the proof. It's on their freaking site. You saw this guy explained it perfectly right there. It saved me the time. I took a break. So, again, I don't even know if President Trump knew that because they're all trying to deceive him. They lied to him about everything. He sent us how much money they're sending the ship here cost, building the field hospital, ventilators. There was too much. President Trump is one guy with a couple of loyal people, and everyone else is a bunch of dirtbags, man. Like, yo, what? So, I just figured you'd all know that. There's a pandemic. Somebody told me, it's not a pandemic. I showed him. I said, why was this bill drafted a year and 2 months ago, you dirtbag? They just walked away, put their head down. Goodbye. I said, go to their site. Go to congress.gov, you dirtbag. So, that's crazy, man. They robbed us, man. They got us. And you know what? Poor President Trump, he's fighting on all angles. Bam, boom, bam. What do man. So, I'm not blaming him for this. Or maybe he just couldn't. The poor guy is trying again. He's doing his best, but, So, anyway, I figured you'd all know that, but I'm not blaming President Trump for that. He's fighting on every front. So now, on a different note, folks, I remember saying this in my video. I think it was last week or the weekend before I tweeted this. I'm telling you, I think Elon Musk saw my tweet because I tagged him. Because when he's been saying about opening up again, that we can't stay inside forever, going back to work. He's been a champ. I love Elon Musk. I wish all the rich people, it's him and President Trump. Pretty much, and that's about it as far as the rich guys who are good people. Everyone else, that's why I don't patronize anybody. I don't use Amazon. I don't use any of the big corporations. Screw them. I'm still supporting my small businesses in my neighborhood too. Every dime I spent is on small business there. Okay? But Elon Musk is, I said something about, I tagged him. I said, Elon Musk is red-pilled. I did this a couple of weeks ago. Folks, look at what he tweeted the other day. It made libs' heads explode because they know that he knows what's up. Look at what he tweeted. Did you all see this about the red pill? He said, take the red pill. Look where the fly. I love this guy. Elon's a great guy. I wish all the rich guys were like him. And then it's funny, Jack Posobiec, look at what he commented. I love it. He just showed from the Matrix, But Elon Musk knows, man. I love that guy. So, God bless you, Elon Musk. And look at what else he tweeted the other day. I'm telling you, he's based. Elon Musk, I would love to work for this guy. I'd like to be part of his security team. I'll protect him. Because he's going to need protection now because he's talking a lot. So, Look at this. You put that on?
Yep.
Yeah. Cancel. You see, I had to take a double take when I saw this. I'm like, huh? Cancel culture. You know what cancel culture is. Political correctness, all that shit. You say something. Except when lefties say something, they get away with it. So Elon Musk is red-pilled. I love that guy. He's awesome. Maybe he could be a future president too. So, yeah, Leah Reichmer writes, Musk told California to screw themselves. Yeah, he did. Exactly. So, I love Elon Musk. President Trump, Space Force, Elon Musk, that's a good combo. But we got to get rid of all the dirtbags and all the corruption here first, too. I hope President Trump could do that. Look at his video. Did you all see this, folks?
It's like speaking of Space Force,
Speaking of Space Force and Elon Musk and President Trump, look at this. President Trump, put this, somebody else, a meme maker made it, and President Trump tweeted this out. Look at this, folks. I don't know if you all saw this.
Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest.
Look at the faces.
Once again, be fighting for our freedom.
Parsacali. You got Scott Presler in there, Jack Posobiec. This is awesome. President Trump tweeted this out. This is awesome.
But from annihilation, we're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday.
Scott Presler right there, awesome. He's a patriot.
But as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight.
Tucker, I love it.
We're going to live on.
In the back. It's awesome.
We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
It's so freaking awesome. Look, Trump Jr., everybody, I love this. It's so awesome. How awesome was that, folks? I don't know if you all saw that before, but that's just straight up awesomeness. Drop a comment, say hello, let us know what you think. That was awesome. And President Trump's fighting a big battle right now. I just hope he can win. That's all. These people that are against him are bad, man. He's fighting against the purest evil in this world's history right now. He's trying his best. You know? Like I said, you know, if anybody doubts where he stands, first of all, he's been pro-Second Amendment from the beginning. He's talked about the hydroxy. Would any of you or me, anybody known about hydroxy if he didn't say anything? We never would have heard it. He saved so many lives by doing that. And again, the way it looks, hydroxy might even be able to cure the common cold. I'm not saying it is. I'm not making any recommendation. I'm not a doctor or scientist. I'm just saying it might look like it could cure all coronaviruses, which includes the flu, common cold, AIDS. So, you know, President Trump exposed something very important. And you know what? I saw a friend of mine, and it's the first person that I've heard who knew someone who had corona. Although, don't forget the diagnosis could be wrong too. Those tests, they have like only 60% accuracy. But anyway, but his cousin was sick. And you know what she was saved by? The hydroxy treatment. So my friend's cousin's alive because of that. And there's a lot of good people who are alive because of that. So, and again, those medical experts, the politically motivated ones, the media who have been bad-mouthing and discounting the hydroxy treatment should lose their licenses, be sued. Any doctor who prevented it, any governor who prevented people from taking it should be arrested and charged with murder. And that's just the way it is. And that's exactly the way it is, okay? Those are facts. And you know what else bothers me? You know, even President Trump tweeted out, open up the country. He's trying, you know what I saw today? This group of people from Montenegro, I know, sweet, hardworking, blue-collar people. They love President Trump because they grew up in a communist country and they call the Democrats here commies. These people lived communism. And they know exactly what the Democrats are. And they were even saying how President Trump's doing a great job. And they said, we don't understand. In all these countries they go, when the president says open up, people open up the country. What is it over here that they keep going against them? So I told them, first of all, the Republican governors have been great. So let's put that aside. And I go, the Democrats are the commies that you always talk about. And here we have a checks and balances system, which unfortunately sometimes is used against you. Because I said, like in Montenegro, where you're from, you have the president, he's the full power. They have their Congress and Senate, but compared to the prime minister, he is the ultimate power. And when they say something, it goes. Here, there's, you know, a balance of power. So that's why it can't happen as fast over here. And they understood. They said, oh, yeah, we understand, you know. I go, because they're trying to avoid over here, a type of dictator that would dictate to all the states what to do. And sometimes it might not be for the good. President Trump is actually fighting against the dictators because the Democrat governors have become dictators. We know that. And tyrants. And President Trump is being, blocked by some of them from what he wants to do because he gave the authority to the governors. Now, again, I think he did that to show what kind of lowlives the Democrat governors are. So eventually, people, because I'll tell you something, I talk to people on the street, and I talk to even classic liberals in New York, old school. They love President Trump. They hate the Democrats. They even say they're violating our constitutional rights by even, folks, for 2 weeks in the beginning, they could have said, listen, they could have made all these, lockdown, stay at home, even though I was never for it. You can check my videos. My concern was once they announced that you couldn't even sit in a restaurant anymore, that they're trying to take away our rights. Okay, I said that on Milo's show, It's proof. I said it over here. I have, proof. I knew this was going to happen, okay? I have a sixth sense. People that know me understand it's true. So, but look at the Republican states. So much better, well handled. Look at Florida's booming. They're eating out right now, hanging. In Wisconsin, thank God the Supreme Court in Wisconsin, that dirtbag, Evers, who's the governor of Wisconsin, another demon-looking rat, he got in from election fraud. He tried to keep the state on lockdown anymore. The people like, nah. The Supreme Court overruled them. They're opening, hanging out. There was pictures and video of people in bars drinking beers already, eating sausages in freaking Wisconsin. So, again, if that's why the biggest thing right now President Trump has to do, I hope he could, and his administration, protect the upcoming elections and don't let the Democrats do all this voter fraud crap. And I guarantee you it's going to be the biggest red wave you ever seen. Because even in New York, a lot of people, even the street dudes, everybody I know, they're not down with this lockdown shit and all this other crap. They know what kind of gimmick it is. A lot of people are away. You have the lib turds, though, but who cares? They're irrelevant. They're not even that many. The transplant lip turds with their mask, walking alone on the street out in the open, breathing air with the mask. They come out maybe an hour a day, if that, they're probably hiding they're probably hiding. I heard stories, people telling me liberals, they knew hiding for 2 months in their houses during this whole time. I was hanging. I was outside hanging, enjoying life. My only fear from the beginning, because I have a sixth sense, I wasn't worried about the Wuhan Kung Flu, because I know Kung Fu myself. And I ain't worried about that. I was worried about them messing with our constitutional rights, and they did. And this could never happen again. And I just hope it's never, because every time someone starts sneezing in November, a new flu is here, and they're going to be locking us down, ruining your business? Nah, this could never happen again. And President Trump's working on making our medical supplies here, our medicines here. And you know what? The Democrats are fighting him. You have Skeletor's crackhead grandmother, Pelosi, saying about President Trump's weight, and he shouldn't be on. So Pelosi's crackhead grandmother, who if President Trump farts, she'll blow over like a dirty rag doll, and she's insulting him. Meanwhile, the White House doctor has President Trump on the treatment. She called him morbidly obese. He takes crabs bigger than you, Nancy Pelosi, you filthy. I hope she gets arrested for all the corruptness. She's a corrupt piece of crap. So, anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Nancy Black, how are you? Connie Belton, what's going on? Tom Hill, a few shout-outs. So, and Heather, if you're still there, let me know what else is going on. I hope you're all right. At least Heather, her family's all right. God bless the people of Michigan. Keep them in your prayers, folks. I feel so horrible what happened to these people. So, God bless everybody. Heather, if you're still out there, stay safe. Let me know, keep me updated. And God bless all of you. And again, keep Michigan in your prayers, folks. And let's hope everybody's all right there. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great night.